Sure, I'd like to have a peaceful relationship with my neighbors, but apparently some folks think good fences make good neighbors means I'll just peek over, offer unsolicited life advice, and stir up unnecessary trouble. I did extensive research, and I still don't understand how a person can manage to be a walking combo of narcissism, drama queen vibes, and a whole bunch of other issues wrapped up in one. Now, I'm committed to put an end to this issue, or better yet, to stand up and fight. A few years ago, a severe storm hit my local area. My poor gutter fell off. My house was built in the 80s. As you would have guessed, the eave sheets were asbestos. My insurer organized the asbestos removal and carried out the repair. My self-appointed project manager neighbor oversaw everything and talked to almost every tradie as usual. So I am pretty sure that he knew the asbestos had been removed. This year, another storm raged through here, and it happened again. I felt those newly replaced fiber cement sheets were fine, but somehow my insurer decided that I deserved new ones. The subcontractor assumed these were asbestos and treated them accordingly. Then the drama began. My neighbor decided to be the community superhero this time and rang the council and falsely accused them of mishandling asbestos. I was actually expecting to hear something from my dear neighbor, as no matter what happened to us, he would find a way to get involved. In council's eyes, asbestos is no joke. The officer knocked on my door and asked us questions as if it were an interrogation. I planned to make a slab for my barbecue and a timber garden bed, then plant trees, so he can no longer be snooping and potentially making trouble. So I took out my mitre saw. I don't use it often as it is a bit heavy to handle. Carefully making detailed plans on paper can help avoid many mistakes. But mistakes still manage to sneak in every now and then. At the very least, when my wife sees this, she'll think I'm hard at work. Every piece of timber I've bought looks like it has a right angle at the top, but trust me, it never is. So now I've just made it a habit to chop off the top every single time. Apart from setting up and packing away, mitre saws are pleasant to use. As I had previous difficult experiences with concrete slabs, this time I decided to take a different approach. Basically, it's just making joists and putting tiles on the top. It's cheaper than making timber decking and saves you tons of time drilling countless pilot holes, countersinking and driving screws, plus fewer splinters to deal with. I love using nail guns. I can never get enough of it. You can use the supports on your saw stand as a guide and quickly cut each piece of wood to the same length. Gently tap them into place. I used an edger to cut the lines, and then used the manual turf cutter, a shovel, to remove the grass. This is basically a free workout plan. No gym membership fee required. After the grass was removed, I raked the ground to make it roughly level. I used H4 treated pine to make posts as they directly contact with ground. I cut a notch for each post, which improves support for the joists. I've got compacted clay soil with a ridiculously large amount of rubbles. If you are in a similar situation, regardless your partner agrees or not, just go get an SDS Max hammer drill and a clay spade. They'll break whatever in their way. I've dug 1,000 post holes. This is the only way that worked on this type of soil. Use concrete mix to fill the post holes and spray some water. The joists are done. I did the same thing on another section of the lawn, which is the location for the garden bed. Hardwood is my go-to material for cladding and garden bed edging. Line trimmers can barely hurt hardwood. I prefer miter joints as it has a clean appearance and the end grain is not exposed to the weather. Drilling pilot holes is essential for hardwood to avoid splitting. Hardwood dulls drill bits quickly. Either spend time sharpening your bits or spend more time drilling each hole. But this will give you more time to think which came first, the chicken or the egg. Although hardwood has a relatively good lifespan, I applied a few coats of timber oil for extra protection. We went to get our favorite trees and planted them straight away. We also conditioned the soil by mixing it with compost. I used weed mats to reduce the likelihood of weed growth. While I was laying the tiles, my boss turned up to help. After the tiles and the mulch are laid, it's done. Instead of a rectangular garden bed, I made it an octagon one. Just make a few 22.5-degree bevel cuts and join the boards together. Most circular saws have the 22.5-degree mark. When the builder was repairing the gutter, he mentioned that due to the lack of sufficient downspouts, the gutters took on too much weight. Combined with the aging of the house, this kind of accident was bound to happen. I need to fix this 40 years old problem. I cut a hole on the gutter and a water outlet was riveted. PVC pipes are quite easy to work with. Just measure and cut. I use brackets to secure the downpipe. The downpipe will direct the water into the garden bed I made earlier. Sorry, nothing to see here anymore.